had an idea for a sticker sheet and I'm so excited by it. But there's something so pleasing about like drawing little tiny bottles. It's very different to anything that I've done before. Last week did not go to plan. Had to run back to my kitchen to grab some weighing scales. It's been so long since I've packed a sticker order where it's just a sticker. Usually the sticker sheets come with prints as well, so I've actually forgotten how much it weighs with just a sticker sheet in there. 37 grams, just sticker sheet. And that was me thinking it was about 100. So this particular sticker sheet was actually bought in my Etsy sale, and the lovely Robin from Vancouver has bought this one. Because of the sale that's on my shop currently, Robin was able to get this sticker sheet for $2.99, which I think is a bit of a bargain for a waterproof vinyl sticker sheet. It is 8:20 now and it is coming up to the start of my working day. I am having a Make Believe Ideas working day today. I've got lots of illustrations to do. It's all a really exciting project, but it has a very tight deadline. It's quite alarming how quickly that deadline is coming up. So I might just sort of finish my coffee, check my emails now, and yeah, just get cracking on this. I am hoping to do some freelance stuff during my lunch break today. I've been saying that for the past 2 weeks. When I say freelance stuff, I mean it's completely self-initiated. So it's like a no pressure thing, which in some ways is a little bit more difficult because I kind of need a bit of a kick up the bum to get me started when all I want to do is just sit on my sofa and like eat cheese on toast. It's so bright in the studio today. It's so nice. I mean, look at that. Woo, woo. And it's just made this whole room just so bright and nice to work in. So last week I was ill. I was so unwell. My entire family was struck down by this horrible virus. There's just been like circulating every single family I know. I actually had to take off time from work, which I haven't done in, well, I can't remember the last time I did that. I had to look after my poorly daughter because she got struck down by it and couldn't go to nursery. As you can probably hear from my voice, I'm still not over it 100%. I feel so congested and croaky still, and it's just lingering. I feel fine. I feel absolutely fine in myself. I am struggling a little bit with motivation, but I don't think that's down to being ill. This is something that I'm going to just have to push through, basically. While I was unwell last week, I felt quite, I was gonna say the word bitter, but that seems kind of harsh, but maybe it was that. I really felt so motivated, especially after going to Top Drawer, to just get cracking with this collection. I had an idea form really clearly in my mind, and all I wanted to do was just to get on with it. But this illness completely wiped me out. I had such a bad fever and everything, and like I could barely stay awake on one of the days. I like slept that whole afternoon, which is not like me. But on one of the days I was going to pick up my son from school, and I thought I'd listen to a podcast, and one of my go-to podcasts is Creative Pep Talk by Andy J. Pizza. And if you are a creative person, I would 100% recommend this podcast because he is like the king of motivation. He actually starts off by saying, I've got it written down here in my journal. Do you struggle to make things when nobody has asked you to? No one is hiring you, no one is telling you what to make. And to that, Andy, my answer was yes. I know that I have struggled with this kind of thing in the past, like to just sort of get going really. I've never really thought about it critically as to why that was. So this episode was particularly interesting to me because it highlighted something that I'd been struggling with for years. It is episode 488, Frozen During Slow Times, How to Activate Self-Starter Energy. My main takeaways from it was saying basically like, don't sit around waiting for motivation to come. You have to create your own motivation. Now this kind of thing I knew anyway. It's not something I like to hear, but yeah, it is a really great piece of advice. But it's more sort of like the reason behind it that really struck me. He struggled to essentially like believe in himself enough to trust in himself that he can come up with ideas. I think we all feel this way sometimes, whether you're a creative person or not, but I think especially now when everything is all online, having external validation for things is so, well, it's in our fingertips, right? We post things onto social media and chances are we'll get like some feedback, hopefully positive. It's just when it comes to like bigger projects, having trust and being your own kind of like cheerleader in a way, you don't need to have external validation in order to create ideas. When we're commissioned to do things, it's usually because somebody else has seen something in us or in our work that they like and that they think would be suitable for their project. So for example, with Make Believe Ideas, a lot of the time I will be sent a project because they know that I will do a good job of it, and therefore I don't have a struggle to get started because it's like somebody's already told me, you'll be great at this, go. Obviously I can't afford to just sit around sort of worrying about it, but if it's something self-initiated and nobody is really there giving me that kick up the bum to get started or setting a deadline, it's quite hard for me to like get started. Even if I do have ideas, self-doubt will sort of creep in quite a bit, and that's definitely something that was happening when it came to creating this collection. I think one of the things that I struggle with one hell of a lot is essentially biting off more than I can chew. I want to sort of be at the finish line. For example, ultimately with this shop, I want to have
washi tapes, I want to have mugs, I want to have clothing, prints, all sorts of different sticker styles, holographic ones, sticker sheets, plushes.
It's almost as if where I'm creating this very first collection, I want it to have all of it, but it's not realistic. I don't know manufacturers in a minute. I'm really starting from scratch, and this is something that, you know, I see other illustrators doing, but they are much further ahead in their small business than I am. Yes, ultimately this is something that I want to see and have with my business, but it doesn't have to be at the very start. Just because I've got this idea that I'm passionate about doesn't mean that I can't expand upon it in the future. So for this collection, I'm wanting to do prints, which I've done before. I've got a Giclée printer that I use and trust. I've used them for years and I've never ever had any issues at all. Everybody who orders from my shop has said how vibrant the prints are, such high quality, really crisp. The paper stock they use is so lovely and durable, it stands the test of time. So this is a product that I have experimented with before and I know it works. I have done sticker sheets in the past and I really enjoy creating them. I know how to design them, I know how to set up cutter guides so that it works and there's no like tearing issues or anything like that. So I know how to set it up, I just need to find a good manufacturer for them. I have actually done a lot of research into that over the past few months, and I've narrowed it down to two manufacturers that I would like to try. Both of these manufacturers also offer die cut stickers. I would really like to experiment with that as well. I quite like the idea of having something in my shop which is a lower price point that I may not make much money off of, but it's a nice extra. So that is something new that I've never offered on my shop before. But while I'm doing the sticker sheet, I may as well also have a nice chunky die cut sticker. I've actually decided to come into my daughter's bedroom. Decided just a little bit of a change of scenery might be quite nice, because I have spent the entire morning out in the studio and we'll be spending the entire afternoon there as well. I've got up my iPad, and this is almost like, it's kind of like a sketchbook page, I guess, of ideas. I feel like once I've established a colour palette, things really start to form in my mind a lot clearer. I'm really wanting for things to be nice and vibrant and eye-catching. I just wanted to like experiment with sort of like line art a little bit, and whether to do like coloured line work or maybe just like black and bold line work. But I had an idea for a sticker sheet and I'm so excited by it. The whole collection that I'm wanting to do is focusing on my characters Mochi and Dumpling, who are like the biggest foodies, and I want the whole collection to be taking inspiration from Japanese convenience stores. I went to Japan back in 2019 and honestly I can say quite confidently that the whole trip just like changed my life. If you haven't been to Japan, convenience stores, they're not like they are in the UK. It's colourful characters everywhere, the packaging is amazing, and just going there is like an exciting experience. Also in Japan, you have these like vending machines everywhere. So I had the idea of like having a sticker sheet, so it would be kind of like an A5 size. This is a really rough sketch, I do apologise. So having an A5 sticker sheet that is a vending machine. So having like the border looking like the design of a vending machine, and having a nice big sticker down here of Mochi and Dumpling, but having everything like really uniform in here. But I love the idea of just having like tiny little cute food stickers, just to have like that nice big sticker of Mochi and Dumpling down the bottom. So even though you're getting a sticker sheet where it's like little tiny stickers, you will also get like a nice substantial one that you might want to put on the cover or like down the bottom of the page as like a sort of accent sticker. Last week did not go to plan. I had high hopes for Friday being able to crack on with this sticker sheet in my lunch break and, you know, before I started work and things. But yeah, Thursday night, despite having an excellent week at nursery and being so happy, my daughter woke up at 1 AM on Friday morning, projectile vomited all over me and herself and the bed, and continue to do so until about 6:30 AM. And not only that, she was absolutely fine on the whole of Friday, despite me taking the day off work because obviously she had been sick all night. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I really need to be working on my MBI stuff. I've got such a tight deadline with it. I thought, okay, well, maybe this evening, once she's gone to bed, I can crack on and do some more to catch up. All night on Friday, the same thing, and Saturday, and and Sunday and Monday night. Bless them, my in-laws have been amazing. They came to look after her so that I could work because I'd already taken off 3 days off work at MBI to look after my daughter and fallen behind with my projects, which was just adding an extra stress. And although my manager was incredibly nice about it, I am very aware there's only so much she can do before it gets taken higher up. It's been an interesting week. I haven't really had more than a couple of hours sleep a night, and she's been absolutely fine now. She's gone in today, so I'm going to be working on my MBI work today, and hopefully I won't get a call from the nursery to say it's back or she's picked up, I don't know, chicken pox or something. I did actually manage to draw a bit of the sticker sheet over the weekend, and I was having so much fun with it. I'm just like sketching at the minute and just like getting a feel for how I want it to look, but I am so excited by just like how it's coming together. It's just how I imagined it, and I've been imagining it for a very long time because I haven't had the time to actually get started. So I've been getting all these ideas and be like, oh, and then maybe I could include this, include that. Yeah, I am hoping I can make a little bit of headway with it at lunchtime. I'm just making myself some lunch now. I've had such a busy morning, but it was really productive and I got so much done. Everything in me just wants to stop working and like chill out this lunchtime. But I know I'll be annoyed with myself if I do that. The only time that I have to work on this sticker sheet is my lunch break. And I have some time tomorrow as well. But again, it's just sort of lunch break and like maybe some time before work, maybe like half an hour. It's such a weird one because I feel so motivated to do it and I'm excited by the project, but I feel myself burning out. I know that once I've had something to eat, I've got a cup of tea, I just need to get into the frame of mind of this is something fun. I know that I have made the association of drawing with just like urgent deadline and where I'm working on MBI stuff. It is so much fun. I'm having such a great time, but it is very stressful. There's a really tight deadline. Due to being off looking after my daughter, I'm now behind. So it's not a relaxing drawing experience. Whereas this is a completely self-initiated project that I'm doing and it's for fun. It's supposed to be fun. So I can still relax. I can set my, oh, there goes my pancakes. I can set myself up in the living room. The sun's gonna be coming in. I'm gonna have a cup of tea, maybe light a candle, just make it a relaxing experience for myself. So I feel like I've had a break today, even though my break is still just more drawing. Yeah, it can be fun. I'm gonna make it fun. I was just checking my emails while eating my lunch and I've just seen that I've just got in the last half an hour an Etsy order. Thank you Laura for buying the Hilda poster in A3, and also I've got Sarah has ordered the Pokemon ramen print in A5. That's put a really big smile on my face. If anyone is interested in buying any of my art prints at the minute, I have a 25% off sale on my Etsy shop, and that's for every print and a select few sticker sheets as well. I'm hoping to absolutely clear out every bit of stock that I have in order to completely revamp my business. I'm not going to be restocking anything once it runs out. So yeah, if you're interested, please head over to my Etsy and yeah, enjoy. I've decided to come into my living room with my iPad just so I can sit on the sofa and be comfortable. So my husband Pedro, he has been reading this book for goodness knows how long, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a very popular book, you've probably heard of it. When he first brought this home, I saw the cover and I was like, I swear I recognise this book, but I know that I haven't read it. But I know that I've read a book with a very similar design. I was like, I remember the design, but I remember it being purple, not red. So yeah, I looked at the cross-sell and I have read another of the books in the series by the same author, but the one that I read wasn't How to Win Friends and Influence People. The one I read was How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. Now, if that doesn't sum up mine and my husband's Pedro's personalities to a T, I don't know what does. Right, enough procrastination, let's get on with this. I've started to map out very roughly where I'm going with this. So as you can see, I'm trying to do sort of like a vending machine design. So I'm going to have lots of kind of uniform stickers in the window of the vending machine. Down here, I'm going to have a large sticker of Mochi and Dumpling, and potentially like, you know the bit in the vending machine where the actual food comes out? I was thinking of having something there where essentially you could like write on it, because for this I'm wanting this to be like matte paper, so to be used in a bullet journal, hence the like tiny stickers. Yeah, I haven't done anything like this before, so it's quite new, but there's something so pleasing about like drawing little tiny bottles and cans of drink. This is like the very first one that I did, that little pop can. Shout out if you know that this isn't actually just a fish. But yes, I'm looking to have some like really nice bold colours. I'm wanting to use line art. I did experiment a bit with having my usual coloured pencil brush that I use, but at the smaller size it didn't look blurry or low res, but it just didn't read as well as I wanted it to. I wanted to have a much crisper line. So I actually went through the already existing brushes in Procreate just to see if there was anything there that would be suitable. I know that I did this in the past, but my style has changed a lot since. So there were lots of brushes that I seem to like remember the names of them, but couldn't really remember how they behaved. That sounds really weird when you're talking about a digital brush like a child. The usual sort of line brush that I use, it isn't the 6B pencil, but it's similar to it. I basically found the dry brush and I've edited it a little bit, and it gives that kind of, I guess, gritty texture, but having it a little bit sharper. I did have a little play at using like, I think it's called like the studio pen or something like really, really block bold, but it just didn't feel like me at all. I love it when I see other people using it, but yeah, it just didn't feel like me. It felt like I was trying to replicate someone else, so I've gone back to having that kind of grittier texture. I usually start off quite rough and then go in and refine them. But with this, I kind of just wanted to doodle as if I was doodling in a sketchbook. And my husband Pedro, he always says how much he loves my sketches when they're like my refined sketches, and that he really enjoys seeing them, even though it doesn't really go much further and it completely changes because I use block colour or something. He always really likes just this sort of like doodle style that I do. And I'm starting to see why. I always saw it as being like incomplete. I'm like, why do you like the sketches so much? But there's something quite, I guess, charming about it. So yeah, this won't be the final line work, but I want to have something similar to this. Thursday lunchtime, I believe that was 2 Thursdays ago now, during the start of my sticker sheet. Life had been going well, we were back on track. I had started to pick up the pace again with my MBI projects after having some time off to look after my daughter who had been unwell the previous week. I thought I'd show you whereabouts I am up to with it. It's not completely finished, but I have illustrated all of the mini stickers that you can see here, and I've also illustrated the big sticker down the bottom of Mochi and Dumpling. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I've really done something a bit different here than I would usually do. I haven't done sort of solid dark line art in a very long time. I think probably the last time I properly did it was when I was at university. I used to do a lot of dip pen and ink illustrations with watercolour, and I really enjoyed how that worked at the time, but as time has gone on, I've either gone completely lineless or coloured line work. So it's interesting to go back and add a bit of contrast into it, and I think it works really well with the small mini stickers. What I'm wanting to do is finish up this design, make it all look nice, and then before I send anything off to print, I actually want to print it in-house, just to kind of make sure that the size of the stickers are correct, the gaps in between are like the right size, they're not too big, not too small, and just to make sure that I'm making the most out of this sticker sheet. It's the first one I've designed in a very long time, and it's very different to anything that I've done before. I'm usually trying to do some like really big juicy stickers on a sticker sheet rather than having something for a planner or like for journaling. So this is very new to me, and I want to make sure that I get it right. I'm going to leave this vlog here for now. Thank you so much for joining me over, well, it's going to be a period of a few weeks this vlog has footage from. Yeah, if you're wanting to see what happens with this collection, do stay tuned. I'm hoping, touch wood, touch all of the things, just wish me luck, nobody else is going to get ill for a while. I'm ignoring all of the emails I'm getting from nursery about chickenpox circulating and hand, foot and mouth circulating. Please, please, my darling daughter, do not bring any more illness home with you. I can't take it anymore. I hope you're all having a lovely week, and I'll see you in the next one.